Hey guys, welcome back to another video by Fully Informed Trade, or Fitrade for short, knowledge for everyone. My name is Alex Cho, and in this video I'm going to go ahead and review some gold, talk about the gold stocks, talk about silver and the silver commodity, mainly some silver stocks as well. So yeah, without any delay, let's get to the info. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and review the dollar index. Dollar index does gap substantially lower, and you know, as you guys have saw, the stock market had a hard time getting a bit into it, and that's because crude oil went up in value. But gold and silver investors don't care if crude oil goes up. I mean, gold and silver doesn't have anything to do with the gross domestic product. Gold and silver is something investors buy when the dollar index weakens, and because of that, you don't have to pay attention to the crude oil dollar correlation or the crude oil gold correlation, because in reality it doesn't exist. Alright, so let's go ahead and start by looking at the silver spot. Silver spot does trade higher. I mean, throughout the whole trading session you saw this huge bid up in the silver market, and it just continued going higher. And I mean, again, I was very positive on silver. Yes, I was only taking dips as a potential buying opportunity, but I would not take dips as a potential shorting opportunity. You see a dip, you see the dollar index start falling lower again, and boom, you go back into that silver trade, you keep buying into it, and especially if you're in these leveraged positions like the silver forex market, you'll make a killing just by looking at the dollar index very closely. Oh, it's going lower. Therefore, silver should be going higher. Easy money. Of course, if the dollar index goes up, that doesn't mean you short silver. You just sell silver and you just wait for another opportunity. But never, ever short silver just because you see this huge rally in the dollar. In fact, you should just avoid shorting silver and you look for another buying opportunity later on. And if you want to short something, short the stock market, but not the gold and silver market. Gold and silver, it's all over the place. I mean, there's just too much hype. You know, people are buying it, and you'll get killed if people don't have the same mentality as you do. So yeah, you don't know what people are thinking. The only thing people are thinking right now is that I'm making easy money buying silver and gold. I don't need to know anything about it. The only thing I need to know is that it's going up in value. It's easy to access. I can buy it all over the place. I can buy it from network marketing companies. I can buy silver or gold from just about anywhere. You can go to a jeweler's shop and you can just buy a ring, a gold ring, and that would be your exposure to the gold market, and plus you can propose it to somebody. But yeah, you know, I mean, there's so many ways you can invest into gold and silver, and to be honest, you know, people don't really know much about it except for the fact it's going higher. People think it's safe, and it's safe. You know, that's the whole mentality here. It's safe, it's going up in value like crazy. Safe and going up in value like crazy don't really go hand in hand in my book, but that's the mentality people have. Therefore, you trade as if you have that mentality without having that mentality, which kind of sounds ridiculous, I know. But even if you're in the crowd and you think you're doing the right thing, you think that you're in a safe investment, always realize that eventually these safe investments are considered unsafe investments. I've seen gold and silver collapse in the 1960s, 1970s, and I've seen the same thing with the real estate bubble. People thought real estate was safe. Turns out it wasn't safe. People might think silver and gold is safe, but it turns out that it might not be safe. Again, that's just the mentality people have currently, and you want to trade with that mentality without having that mentality, okay? There's a key distinction there. Following that, gold. Gold continues going higher because the dollar index has continued going lower, and it gapped lower. It has made new lows in the year of 2011. Not new all-time lows, but new 2011 lows. That's a big thing. Silver and gold make new all-time highs based on new year lows on the dollar index. Just perfect symmetry right there, guys. You just gotta watch this. It's these correlations. I mean, it just makes so much sense, you know? It's not rocket science or anything, guys. You just look at it and you realize that, hey, dollar index goes down, gold and silver goes up. Dollar index goes up, gold and silver might pull back a little bit. Possible buying opportunity once dollar index continues its downwards trend or resumes its downwards trend. Alright? That's all it really is. It's not that complicated, guys. You just got to watch that dollar very closely. And now let's apply it to the stock market. Stocks, Pan American Silver. This is a company that did have a pretty decent pullback, but it has continued going higher in the past 2 days. And I do like it. I do think I still like it now. And yeah, just, this trend line right here, key one. You see a break above a trend line like this, and you see silver and gold rallying. Easy money right there, guys. Just easy money. I mean, again, do I see much more room to the upside with Pan American? Yeah, I still do. And the main reason is because silver is at new all-time highs. Dollar index continues going lower, but Pan American Silver is not trading at the same valuation it used to be at towards the beginning of 2011. I mean, last time I checked in 2011 in January, where was silver at? Well, I'll show you guys. Where was silver at? Let's see. Beginning of 2011, it was at around $31 per ounce. Now it's $40 per ounce. Chances are Pan American Silver should earn more, around 33% more on the same amount of silver they mine and sell. So what's the point here? The point here is that the stock is a little, I believe in my case, I think it's a little undervalued. I think that they're going to earn more because the price of silver has gone up, and it has gone up much more in the same period. Therefore, one could easily assume that Pan American should be earning a little bit more money per ounce of silver. Now, also, you do see this double topping pattern, but it has been broken. You did close right above it, and you did close right above it on the 10-minute chart right here. So again, pretty positive on it. Just be very careful. I don't want you guys thinking that what you're doing is exactly safe, but if silver continues going up, it's definitely going to make you a decent amount of money. Alright, moving on, let's go ahead and review silver wheaton. Silver wheaton does have a cross pattern. Silver doesn't seem to have an end in sight. It just keeps going up in value. The main reason is the dollar continues to fall. Federal Reserve is not doing anything to change policy action. We keep getting involved in more wars. That causes inflation. Trust me, wars cause inflation. Anytime you see a war, if you ever see a largely industrialized country enter into conflict and war, generally speaking, you have a lot of inflation, and it tends to come, and it comes pretty hard onto the market. So again, as long as you stay in Iraq, as long as you stay in Afghanistan and now Libya, we continue to give the markets ridiculously low interest rate loans from the Federal Reserve Bank, and on top of that, you keep on doing permanent open market operations, and you'll continue to see silver and gold go up in value until the party finally comes to an end. So remember, once you see that party end and you stop seeing the Federal Reserve pump up the economy the way it used to, that's when you start getting rid of silver and gold and reassess your situation. But for right now, keep buying into it. The hype is there, but I still think it's hot. Alright, moving on, Yamana Gold. Yamana Gold is also experiencing somewhat of a hard time going higher, but I believe it still will. I mean, as long as the dollar index continues going lower, silver and gold continues to go higher, Yamana Gold will stand to benefit, and benefit it will. Alright, and moving on, let's go to New Gold. New Gold did have a minor pullback, which I do like that because it means that you're buying into some weakness so you can earn a little bit more. It means that the stock is a little undervalued. Gold made some new highs today, therefore I think New Gold should start making new highs at least sometime later on in April. Anyway, that does it for me for today. Again, I still have this strong bias. I do believe there's going to be a strong uptrend in gold and silver continuing, as we still have a continued and strong downtrend in the dollar index. Fundamentally, nothing has changed. The government hasn't changed its policy actions. They're not doing anything to rein in the deficit. And the best way you can reduce deficit spending is, of course, stop fighting wars. I mean, it's as simple as that. That would save you much, much money. So until you see that type of policy action go into play, you're going to see gold and silver continue going higher. You're going to see the dollar index continue to go lower, and you're going to see these gold, silver mining companies continue to go higher. That does it. And yeah, if you guys want to use the same charting software I use, check out the link right below this video. If you guys are interested in this stuff, just be sure to subscribe. I'll have more for you guys in the coming weeks and months ahead. Take care, folks. I'll see you guys next time.